Inside Lux Meridian Tower still felt unreal. No screaming through the walls, no leaking pipes, no distant gunfire echoing through District 17. Just silence and expensive lighting. Kenny sat near the giant reinforced window sharpening one of his daggers while Astrovault glowed beneath him like a machine pretending to be a city. Behind him, Pines was asleep upside down on one of the couches for reasons nobody understood. Lyra stepped out from the hallway wearing black tactical gear instead of her usual scavenged armor. Pines opened one eye immediately. That outfit looks sponsor-approved. Lyra rolled her eyes. It is sponsor-approved. She tossed a holographic screen onto the table. Black Halo Apparel Challenge Event. Objective: complete a live skyline traversal across the upper district using maintenance rails and free climb routes. Reward: premium armor modifications, bonus credits, public favor increase. Pines sat upright immediately. They are paying you to almost die stylishly. Lyra pointed at him. Exactly. Kenny looked over the route map silently. The challenge crossed multiple suspended rails between towers hundreds of stories above the streets. Pines slowly shook his head. Nope, absolutely not. Lyra grinned. You are not invited. I feel invited emotionally. Kenny stood and clipped both daggers into place. We should leave now. Pines blinked. You are supporting this? No. Kenny glanced toward Lyra. But if she goes alone, she will probably die out of stubbornness. Lyra pointed at him proudly. He understands me. Pines groaned loudly. I miss hallway murders. Life was simpler. The trio prepared quickly. Weapons checked, medical supplies packed, harness equipment secured. Before leaving, they activated the tower defense standby systems. The AI voice echoed softly through the penthouse. Primary residents departing. Security systems elevating to active defense. Blue currents briefly crawled through hidden seams in the walls. Pines still looked uncomfortable every time the building spoke. The elevator carried them downward through the tower. As the doors opened into the main lobby, Kenny immediately noticed movement outside. Two men stood near the entrance, waiting casually beside the street. Twins. At first glance, they looked almost identical. Same dark hair, same athletic build, same grin that suggested they had probably survived several explosions on purpose. One wore twin pistols low on his hips. The other spun a combat knife lazily between his fingers. The moment they spotted Kenny, both smiled. There he is, said the pistol twin. The hand guy, said the knife twin. Pines immediately sighed. Oh no. The twins approached confidently. The pistol twin pointed toward Kenny. We would like to apply for employment. We don't pay, Lyra replied instantly. Even better, the knife twin answered. Kenny stared at them silently. The pistol twin extended one hand dramatically. Rex Calder. The knife twin pointed toward himself. Jax Calder. Then both together. We are incredible. Pines rubbed his face. I can already tell you two are going to become my problem. Rex pointed toward Kenny. We watched your challenge. Jax nodded excitedly. Very inspirational. Mostly the murder parts. Rex clarified. Jax leaned slightly closer. We want in. Kenny answered immediately. No. Both twins blinked once. Lyra tried not to laugh. Pines openly laughed. Jax pointed toward himself. You didn't even ask what we do. No. Rex looked mildly offended. What if our skills are extremely valuable? Kenny walked past them toward the street, then survive longer. The twins exchanged another glance, then grinned again. We will ask later, Rex called after him. Persistently, Jax added proudly. Pines pointed at them while walking away. You two concern me spiritually. The twins saluted casually while the trio disappeared into the luxury district streets. Astrovault felt different now. People watched Kenny openly. Not just because he was dangerous, because he had become something larger than a contestant. Some contestants nodded respectfully when he passed. Others immediately moved out of the way. One armored fighter near a weapons stall lowered his eyes entirely as Kenny walked past. Pines noticed everything. Mate, he muttered quietly. You accidentally became famous? Kenny ignored him. The trio moved through the district gathering equipment for Lyra's sponsor challenge. Magnetic climbing grips, shock-resistant gloves, signal trackers, lightweight harness gear, and rail stabilizers. Lyra argued with nearly every vendor. Pines somehow flirted with a woman while asking about climbing hooks. Kenny mostly watched reflections in rooftops, which was why he noticed the ambush first. 6 figures moving too carefully through the crowd, professional, coordinated. Kenny stopped instantly. Lyra saw it immediately after. Pines muttered quietly. Ah, there it is. The attackers moved fast. 2 from behind, 2 from the left, 2 directly ahead. Weapons appeared immediately. Shock batons, short blades, compact pistols. The surrounding crowd screamed and scattered. One attacker raised a pistol toward Lyra. Then his head exploded sideways. A gunshot cracked through the street. Another shot followed instantly. A second attacker collapsed. Before the remaining 4 could react, movement dropped from above like falling wolves. The twins. Jax landed directly onto one attacker's shoulders and snapped his neck before his boots even hit the ground. Rex slid across the hood of a parked transport vehicle, firing both pistols with terrifying precision. Another attacker dropped, then another. The remaining 2 barely had time to panic. Jax moved through one with his knife so quickly the man collapsed before realizing he had been cut. Rex shot the final attacker twice through the chest before he could even raise his weapon properly. Silence hit the street. 6 attackers, 6 dead, all by the twins. The trio had not even drawn weapons yet. Jax casually kicked one corpse with his boot. See? Rex holstered his pistol smoothly. Extremely valuable. Pines stared at them. Okay, that was admittedly cool. The twins approached Kenny again. Jax pointed proudly toward the bodies. We saved your lives. Kenny looked at the corpses. No. Rex shrugged. Fair enough. Jax grinned. But can we join now? Lyra laughed softly. Pines folded his arms. I kind of love these idiots already. Kenny stared at the twins silently for several long seconds. Neither looked nervous. That alone said something. Most people eventually became nervous around Kenny. Finally he asked, Why us? The twins exchanged another glance. Then Rex answered honestly, Because everyone else in this city follows fear. Jax nodded. And you don't. Silence. Then Kenny finally gave a small nod. Fine. Both twins instantly grinned. Pines pointed dramatically. That easy? We nearly died beside you for 9 months. You still nearly died beside me? Kenny replied. Fair point. Rex placed one hand over his chest theatrically. Then we officially pledge allegiance to Kenny Rain. Jax copied him immediately. The coolest, terrifying man in Astrovault. Pines sighed loudly. We are becoming a cult. Above the street, the player board suddenly updated. Contestants remaining, 260 out of 400. Current kill leader, Kenny Rain, 26 kills. The city screens flashed the update repeatedly, while nearby contestants stared at the 6 corpses surrounding the group. Pines looked upward at the board. Well, that probably helped your reputation somehow. The group finished gathering Lyra's challenge equipment before returning toward Lux Meridian Tower together. The twins talked almost constantly the entire walk. Mostly nonsense. By the time they reached the tower, even Kenny looked mildly exhausted. The security registration process took another 20 minutes. The AI scanned both twins thoroughly, while blue electrical currents flickered through hidden seams in the surrounding walls. New residents detected. Jax looked upward nervously. I hate how this building talks. Authorization pending. Rex looked toward Kenny carefully. If this tower vaporizes us, tell our story dramatically. Pines nodded solemnly. He died as he lived, loud. The AI finally responded. Residents approved. Both twins visibly relaxed, then immediately became distracted by the penthouse itself. The moment the elevator doors opened into the living area, they stopped walking entirely. Jax slowly looked around. Brother. Rex stared toward the giant windows overlooking Astrovault. We accidentally joined rich people. Pines pointed proudly toward the kitchen. The fruit is real. Lyra laughed while showing them around. The twins claimed the 4th bedroom immediately without discussion. Apparently they had shared rooms their entire lives anyway. Pines showed them the showers first, important cultural landmark. Then came the communications system. The moment Lyra explained the once-a-month off-world call rule, both twins became quiet. For the first time since meeting them. Actually quiet. Rex looked toward Jax. Jax nodded once. They made the call together. The rest of the group quietly left them alone in the living area. Through the partially open doorway, Pines could hear laughter followed by what sounded suspiciously like their mother yelling at both of them simultaneously through the screen. Lyra smiled softly. They seem close. Pines nodded. Kind of nice, honestly. Kenny stood near the giant window overlooking Astrovault. The city still glowed endlessly beneath artificial stars, but now 5 people occupied the penthouse instead of 3. The place somehow felt warmer already. Later that night, everyone gathered in the main living area surrounded by open supply crates and half-eaten food. Pines stretched across one couch. Lyra cleaned climbing gear for her sponsor challenge. The twins argued over whether security drones counted as birds. Kenny watched quietly from his chair near the window. Eventually, Jax pointed around the room. So what exactly are we now? Pines blinked. What do you mean? We have territory, Rex explained. Resources, members, weapons. Jax spread both arms dramatically. We are basically a faction. That made the room pause, because he was right. 9 months ago they had just been survivors. Now they had territory, resources, alliances, recognition, and one of the most secure bunkers in Astrovault. Lyra leaned back thoughtfully. We probably do need a name. Pines immediately grinned. Oh, I have terrible ideas prepared. Kenny sighed quietly. The twins looked excited instantly. And somewhere outside the penthouse walls, Astrovault continued evolving around them. By the